We like clarity in our goals, and for EV we have said 100% EV by 2025, and that goes for home delivery and services. We're quite happy that we are finally on the way towards the 100% goal. So our ambition is that by this end of 2019 we will already cover almost between 7 to maybe 9% of our needs by electrical vehicles.
EVs are really important because of vehicle emissions. All around the world there are high levels of vehicle emissions, and electric vehicles remove all of those emissions. The transition is super important. So they're sustainable, they last a long time, and in terms of well-being in communities, the level of emissions drops so significantly, there's huge health and well-being benefits.
Look, the transport industry in Australia, it's quite large. There's about 600,000 diesel vehicles on the road today in the commercial sector. So there's approximately 200,000 vehicles in the 4.5 tonne to 20 tonne category. That's a significant number of vehicles travelling each day. If I then make some assumptions and say that an average vehicle in that sector is doing about 100 kilometres a day and using somewhere around 15 litres of diesel to travel that 100 kilometres, if we then convert that into CO2 emissions, that's the equivalent of 7,000 tonnes of CO2 into the atmosphere every day. And there's no reason now why we can't start to transition immediately across to electric vehicles and eliminate those emissions.
Australia is really lagging behind other countries when it comes to electric vehicles. China is probably the best example. In China there are now 400,000 electric buses. Just think of that number, 400,000 electric buses. Here, I think we've got about 7 electric buses. So China has proven that we can now make that transition to buses that don't have all that dirty diesel pollution coming out of the back of them. Here in Australia, that is the norm, and we need to change that as soon as possible.
We have to take our responsibility to see to that the solutions can arrive to the customer's home in a responsible way.
It's really encouraging to see the continuous improvement and real stretch goals for the industry, particularly what IKEA is doing and leading the way in logistics.
I think it's a fantastic move by IKEA. This is really an initiative that will enhance its brand and its perception in the marketplace. I find it wonderful that IKEA is showing real leadership here. It's going to be hopefully a great example for all the other retail companies out there that will be able to confidently move towards electric vehicle fleets.